Good evening.
Hello.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We are back. And so glad to see you all. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for joining us.
Was it 58 people? I don't know where that was. I've seen it somewhere. But yes, we're so grateful for you all spending your Friday night with us.
You sure are. If you can hear us, can somebody please give us a thumbs up just to make sure in the chat, that is, or just say, yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Or a thumbs up emoji will be just... Yeah, that'll do.
Because I think we've got PTSD or whatever it's called from our first ever live when we had no sound. Thanks, Tom and Dom. That's brilliant.
Cool.
Right, so there's some people in the chat really early on. So I just want to say hi to Peter and Joanne. There's our shop in the chat. We've got Gaynor, Kelly, Sweet Natured here, Dave McGee, Tony G, Alfie's here, Denise. Paul and Carol, good to see you.
Right then.
Jax, put me off.
Sorry, I can't.
Catherine, Peter and Joanne, I think it's jumped back to the top there, isn't it? There's loads of you in here. Let's have a look.
There's Brian's here.
Yeah.
Is Nami just cruising? TNCW? Steve Fox, there's loads.
So if we check Jerry's here as well, it's good to see.
Hi, Jerry.
If we missed you, sorry.
Yeah, there's loads and loads of names, and we would love to go through them all. We really would, because we appreciate you spending time with us. But if we did that, we'd be here all night. Yes. So we're going to have to move on.
So what we'll say is, if you've got a question, make sure you put question at the start, because it makes it a bit easier for us to see what's going on in the chat then. Yeah. And then we can try and answer that. The reason for this live tonight is just to catch up with you, really, because we know it's been a while since you've heard from us.
And because we had a slight delay with our vlog, so we're sorry about that. We are sorry. We've had a lot of technical difficulties. We've got some new software. We've invested in some bits and pieces. Nothing major. So yeah, we're hoping it's all going to pan out. It's all going to work. Patrons will be getting episode 1 of our Iona series tonight. Or tomorrow?
Tomorrow, probably.
Tomorrow, Gavin.
This weekend.
He does the patron. So that'll be tomorrow. So that's ready. It's all done. It's finished. And now I'm starting episode 2. So we're getting it. So they are coming, people.
They're on their way.
So we just thought we'd fill you in with this.
Yes.
Like a little infill.
If you want to join our Patreon or YouTube, you can do that just by going to the description. There's some links in there as well. It's less than £1 a week, and you get early access to videos. That's a bit of a perk. So let's have a look. So I did see some questions come in here.
Okay.
So let's have a look. We fly through.
Someone's from Los Angeles here, I just seen. So hello.
Oh,
that's quite a distance.
How did the house party? Well, you can explain this one.
The house party. Well, what happened was, I arranged for a surprise party for Gavin's 40th, and the plan was, when we come back off our cruise, we were going to have a party the Saturday after. It was mostly the Saturday, but it was like a weekend of shenanigans and fun. And we felt a little bit unwell towards the tail end of the cruise. And I came home, and because my nan and your mum and all will kind of come to our house party, we thought we'll just take a COVID test just to rule it out, just so we can say, if someone says, oh, you sound a bit bunged up, we say, oh, we've done a test, it's fine. We've done a test. And we had COVID. So the party was
sod's law, isn't it?
No party for Gavin.
No, unfortunately not.
That was sad. That was really, really sad. So now we need to plan another one to make up for it, don't we?
Yes, we will get a plan in another one.
Yeah. But then last weekend, when it was my birthday celebration, so we kind of made up for it a little bit. We went down to Jilworth Manor, as you may or may not know. And we had loads of fun down there. We went with some good friends of ours, Alan and Scott, didn't we?
If you're in our Facebook group, you'll see Luke put a video up, just a little video. It's actually quite a good place if you're doing a cruise out of Southampton. Yeah. They do a cruise, park and stay with transportation support.
£195, which they include your breakfast and they drive you to and from the cruise terminals, which is great. And the spa there is nice. They've got a jacuzzi and a pool and a gym, and that's included with your stay, which is great. So, yeah, we highly recommend it. We're not affiliated. We're not being paid to promote them. That's just our recommendation.
And it is from 195. So during busy times, it will be a bit more.
Yeah. So it's a lovely place, really pretty.
So, yeah, we're both doing good. We're back in action, I think.
We're back on track now. We've got a bit of a bump in the road, but we're fine.
I'm just running through these now, see if I can see any more questions. Hello.
Any question? I keep seeing question. A question. How are you both? We are fine. We are fine. We've had quite a busy day. We had a man who cleaned our house, didn't he?
Yeah.
And we've
been trying to get the garden. We're trying to get the garden everything ready.
We pulled the garden out. We pulled the hedges out, didn't we? Because we had to clean the house.
So we've got a question here. Hints and tips for Aurora.
Now.
Can I book Sindhu and the beach house when on board?
Okay.
Surprises me.
The thing is, Aurora is an older ship.
Yeah.
So she hasn't got all of the modern dining choices that they have on like Arvia and Iona or even Britannia.
She'll have the glass house. She'll have Sindhu, the beach house, and I don't think it's one of those ships we need to worry about everything booking up too quick because
there's only about 2,000.
Yeah, there's a lot less passengers on it. So it's not like Iona and Arvia where you need to plan your holiday before you start holidaying.
Yeah,
that's one of the good things.
I mean, we don't know how long the cruise is, but usually the longer the cruise as well on a smaller ship, the more chance you're going to get to experience those dining options as well.
I would say it's always good to book it on the first day just to make sure.
Yeah, that's what we always do. Anything like that, or spa, because spa nearly always books up fast on cruises, any cruise ship, any cruise line. So we always go to the spa. As soon as we board, we literally do whatever we have to do.
Yeah.
And we go straight to the spa, don't we? We did it this time on Iona.
Thanks, Cruise Boys. Hello, guys. Hope you're well.
Hello.
Going cruising tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Right, there's a question here. This is on our list of things to talk
about. That's a very good question.
So we're getting there slowly. The feedback we had is kind of contradicting itself slightly. So we can't find a ship which goes to the destinations that everybody wanted, or destinations on a small enough ship, and all that.
Long and short of it is, if we went with the top choice of every single option for the poll that was voted, we wouldn't be able to build a cruise because the ship. You could, but with the ship that you want doesn't go where you want it to go on the dates you want it to go, if that makes sense. So we're going to have to do like a happy compromise. But the feedback was really, really useful, really helpful.
Lots of feedback.
We will have to probably compromise on one or two things, but it's been a huge, huge help, hasn't it? So we have been talking to Martin. We actually spoke to him tail end of last week before we went down to Chilworth. So things are coming together. I can probably say it won't be on Sky Princess, will it? Because
don't think so.
We don't think so because we don't want to clash with Paul and Carol, do we?
Yeah, so they've got a group cruise for 2025.
Yeah. So we don't want to step on anyone's toes, do we?
No. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on the groups and stuff, and we'll post as soon as we've got info on the group cruise. We'll be posting it out. Don't worry. Something from Swansea down the road. Well,
lovely.
An hour and a half down the road.
Oh yeah, give or take. No tractors. Going
to Simply Beyond in September. Suggestions for excursions in Livorno. Not been there.
We're sorry, Livorno. No, we've not been there. Not yet. We have got some med itineraries.
We tend to have a look. To be fair, on YouTube and try and research reports that way. That's where we can get a lot of our tips from. The other one is TripAdvisor, stuff like that.
Yeah. Any fellow vloggers in the chat? Have you been to Livorno? I wouldn't be surprised if Justin and Tristan probably have.
Yeah, there's probably
a few. If you have, say, and they can follow your YouTubes.
Yeah,
and go and have a look.
Let's have a look. Another question.
I did see somebody say they come off Anthem of the Seas today. I'd love to know how that went because we haven't been on it now for nearly a year, and we did really enjoyed Anthem a lot.
P&O Ultimate Drinks Package. Would you do it again? Yes. Well, we were lucky. We went for it was the Ultimate at the time, and they upgraded us to the Deluxe, which is the most expensive one now. Definitely worth it for us. We were having large glasses of Charles Smith wine.
Yeah.
And I think they were $12.75 each.
Yeah.
So a few of them.
Perfect serve sort of cocktails were included in the. To be honest, there was very little That
It was
wasn't included.
the Discovery cocktails in the
Yes.
Emerald Bar weren't
They
included.
weren't. No.
But a lot of the others
That's what
were.
I mean, but they're like really, they're the fancy ones, the ones.
The
But
Perfect
most
Service
of
and
it,
Andersons were included.
I thought it was still really, really good for 50 quid a day, and we were still getting Costas. And we did notice though, this time when we were getting off Iona, when we went down on the last day to get a Costa cooler,
Yeah.
the man said no. So whereas last time we went, we did it, and on Arbia, we were able to get a drink, weren't we? So that's one thing we did notice a change since the package thing.
We still had cruise boys down last weekend.
Yeah.
Or weekend before. I'm just losing track of time here. Another question here. The changes in Princess. So we haven't looked too much into these.
No, from what we gathered, it wouldn't affect us because the gist of it is if you're the sort of person that usually books Princess Plus, it's not going to affect you too much at all. Only the 15, you only got to pay £15 in it for the medallion delivery.
That's not on thing. I think that's waived on the Princess Plus.
Oh, okay.
But there are some, like you only get 3 goes and Alfredos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's we haven't really had a look yet because we haven't got a Princess.
But
cruise.
even before that was put on as a restriction, we never really went to Alfredo's that much. Maybe on boarding day, maybe the odd occasion. We only ever went there about twice. Come to think of it, last year on Sky, I'm sure. So I mean, it wouldn't really affect us as such. I think it's more if you're a sort of passenger that doesn't normally buy packages, then you'll find you're probably going to have to pay a bit more.
Yeah.
So it might be. I think they're probably trying to nudge people into buying packages, is what they're trying to do, aren't they?
Yeah.
Basically.
I'm just looking at how many chats we haven't got through yet.
Sorry, I digress.
You digress.
I digress.
So what have we got? Cruising Gazer in the house. New subscribers.
So somebody else
this
is
going
on
Anthem
next month.
Thank you for subscribing.
So hopefully you two both in the chat on our Facebook group, and then you can talk on the Facebook group.
And talking to subscribers, we hit 15,000 last weekend. So thank you everybody who's subscribed to us. It does mean a lot. We don't tend to celebrate every milestone, but that was a nice big one. It was
nice. Well, it just sort of coincided with my birthday. It was like 15,000 on my birthday. It was just a nice little roundup. It was nice. It was nice. What's this one? Love your voice, wife and I.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
What would you just let her know? I can't wait.
Andy can't wait to be with his wife on.
He can't wait to spend the week with his wife. They're going to the Norwegian fjords on Sky Princess next Friday, and he wants us to tell them that he can't wait.
Have a great cruise.
Have a lovely time. Yes, I hope your weather's a bit drier than ours was, because we were soaked.
We got proper soaking.
We were dripping. Sorry, there's like a little thing over the right, and I can't see it properly. Never mind. I'm trying to read around it. No, it's the arrow to maximize the screen. It's fine. Don't worry, because otherwise I won't see that. Now it's worse. You've cut the writing off.
Is that worse?
Just leave it.
Okay. Sorry, people.
So sorry. That's why I was struggling to read. I don't need glasses just yet. But
what we got? So, what do you both do for day jobs?
I now do this as my day job.
Yes.
I've replaced a part-time job with quite low contracted hours for this, which pays about the same as the part-time job, if that makes sense. So now I'm doing something I love. Basically, I get to spend time with the dog and Gavin every single day.
So I work in local government in IT. Yeah. It's a really boring job, So I work from home. So,
but don't think the whole vlogging's a cop out for work, because it's really not. It's a lot of hard work. I'm probably doing more hours now, sort of, than I was when I was doing my job, if that makes sense. But it's worth it. It's
often Jackie's daughter had their wedding reception in Chilham. Very nice place.
Lovely. I think they'd said that before, hadn't they?
Yes.
It's a lovely place. I even saw a deer there this time. It was really funny because we were driving back in the taxi from town, and me and Scott were in the back, and then we just happened to mention, because we saw the warning sign for deer, and I was like, oh look, they have a deer sign. I wonder if they ever actually get any. As I said it, the deer come out. And that was amazing. It's so pretty, honestly. Can't recommend the place enough. Really enjoyed it.
So Cruising Gaze are not happy with the changes from Princess. It's a difficult one because we tend to look at cruises. When we're looking at a cruise, we tend to evaluate all of them and go on best price. So we kind of take everything into account. So will it affect what we think our future cruises? It's hard to tell. Like
I said, it's a tough one for us because we always factor in some sort of package or other, because we've worked out quite quickly that we've tried doing it pay as you go. But we find it's more expensive for us. It's not just for us. It's not just the alcohol. It is the drinks you have all throughout the day. So it doesn't really affect us as such because we always get a package. But if you're not the sort of person that buys a package, it could be quite costly.
Could be, yeah. Is there a treat with it on Britannia?
Britannia. I'm trying to think.
Cruise the Caribbean next year. I'm considering it. I'd say yes.
I would say yes.
It gives you a bit of guaranteed peace and quiet and your own space.
A
really.
guaranteed sun lounge.
Yes, guaranteed sun lounge.
Because they only sell tickets for the retreat per bed. So you're guaranteed a bed if you're in the retreat, if that makes sense.
It'll be a lot nicer experience, especially if you're on the inside. When we were on Iona, we factored in that if we went to the retreat for a week, it was cheaper than getting a balcony.
Which is the way we're now looking at this, people. We're now actually thinking we'll go for an ocean view or an inside and book the retreat, especially for something like the fjords, because the retreat is at the top of the front, basically above like the crow's nest, and so you get nice views of the fjords. Whereas if you're on in an inside, you wouldn't see it, and if you're on a balcony or even an ocean view, you're only going to see one side of the fjord at a time. So it's nice to get the whole. And you can sit in a hot tub with a glass of wine at the same time.
And you do what we do. You check the weather then the day you board for the week ahead. And if it's not worth it, you just book one
day, which is what we also did.
Yeah. No plans to yacht club yet. We've bid a few times when we get those bids through, but we've never been successful.
No, not yet. We'd like to. We will give it a go one day. We'll probably find like a little mini cruise or something. Yeah, we'll splash out maybe.
Oh, that's good to see that we inspired somebody to try Anthem.
Oh, it is nice, actually. Thank you.
Have a great time on that one. Boom, boom. Yeah, good bit of boom, boom.
Boom, boom. And the Velvet Devil.
Hope you're well, Louise. We met Louise on Iona. It was brilliant.
We met quite a few people on Iona, and we had an impromptu sort of gathering as well, didn't we? Which was really, really lovely. So that was nice. We spent quite a lot of time with Louise, didn't we?
I'm sorry, I'm just going through the comments here. Congratulations. Thank you.
Caribbean cruise on no, it was, but it's changed, doesn't it?
Yes, we did have a cruise booked in January, but we've cancelled it.
It's not actually officially cancelled yet.
It will be cancelled. I've got no leave. It can happen.
But, yes, we did have a cruise booked for next year to go on Icon of the Seas maiden voyage. However,
you're here first because we haven't announced that, I don't think.
Oh, really? However, it's very expensive, and we haven't paid for our flight yet. We haven't paid for the pre-cruise stay in Miami, which is very expensive, or can be very expensive.
We haven't paid £85 per person per day for drinks.
£85 per person per day for drinks is extortionate, let alone specialities or excursions we'd have to factor in. It'd be extremely expensive. So yeah, we're pulling the plug on that one.
Mm-hmm.
We regret to because we would have liked to try it. But also, it's unfortunate that the maiden voyage is only a 7-night cruise, especially on the ship. Given that it's the largest cruise ship in the world, you'd think they'd sell it as a 14-night. They don't. So it's going to be very difficult to cram all of that in. So I feel like we'd come away from it not experiencing the full ship. So watch this space. We are doing something else, though.
Any tips for seaside class ships?
Seaside
and Sea View.
I remember because I've drunk a lot and I've slept a lot since then, and there was a pandemic in between.
I'd say if you're going to
really like seaside,
get the dining package where you can get like 2 or 3 restaurants. Yeah, it was quite good. We enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed them.
We really liked that one at the top because you had the Ocean Key one, didn't you? What was the one opposite? Was it Roy I want to say Tamagotchi, but that's the cyber pet. Tamagotchi. I was thinking the cyber pet. I do, but there's that restaurant was really, really nice. You enjoyed that, didn't you? Of course, we had a butcher's cut. We always have one of those. That was nice. But yeah, that was all part of the trio, wasn't it?
That was good. And we did get a deal on the last night as well, didn't we? On that one. Yeah. Ken goes cruising. Ken Lindsay in the house.
Hello.
Question: best part of Anthem?
Bumper cars.
Bumper cars were fun.
The solarium, the adult-only solarium at the front. Is amazing. I love the whole cascading pools, the swing, the bar, the tropical vibes. I love it. That and the bumper cars. Oh, and the North Star. That's fun. I really enjoyed it.
There's a lot of stuff we loved on there.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that actually. Yeah. I didn't know. Sort of had an idea what to expect, but didn't really know what to expect. But it blew us away, didn't it?
Yeah, I can see some chat in there about Princess as well, about how they implemented in current bookings changes. Yeah, that's a bit naughty. Somebody's saying,
Oh, Lizzie's in the
Lizzie
house.
Lou.
Our lovely mod from our Facebook group. You all know Lizzie Lou.
Yes, please give us a thumbs up. That helps with the YouTube algorithm. Not that I know what that means. Right, another question here.
We are going on Iona this month to Norway. What would you say is the best day trip to do? Thanks.
Depends on your ports.
There's two itineraries Iona seems to do. Our itinerary was Stavanger,
which we did the
Pulpit Rock
cruise independently with Rodney or Road Donny.
Yeah, the ferry thing.
Yeah, that was from Stavanger, just basically with ship docks. That was nice and easy.
It was really easy to find. That will be Then we went to
Olden, Bristol Glacier.
Yeah, but what I was saying was I was trying to explain the itinerary because there's two itineraries. They might not be on the same itinerary because what I was saying was we did Stavanger, Olden, Helsilt, Granger, and then Haggesund, and then we had a sea day on the way up and the way back, didn't we?
Yeah.
So that was our itinerary. So if you're on that itinerary, Pulpit Rock would be a really, really good one to do because every time we've been to Stavanger, it's pretty much guaranteed there's going to be a shower or rain or it's never amazing weather. If it is, you're lucky. But yes, we did the Pulpit Rock thing, which was amazing. I didn't even realize that was actually there until this last time. So that was good. Then what were you saying? I've
forgotten now.
We go after Olden, Brixton Glacier, which we hadn't done before. All the times we've been to Olden, that was the first time, which we really, really loved. That was really good. And then Helsilt, Granger, because I think the ship was meant to go to Granger one time, but it changed. We just got on the ferry, didn't we? And went through the Granger fjord, went to Granger for about an hour or so, and then we came back, didn't we?
Yeah, that was good.
Which was loads of fun, and the scenery there was brilliant. And then Haggesund, never even heard of it until looking for this last cruise. We went to the Viking village, which some people found it really boring and didn't enjoy. It's a very hit and miss excursion, that one. But I quite enjoyed the Viking village aspect of it. They also take you to like this church that's got loads of history. There's like this rock that's from some old times, like years and years ago. And if this rock touches the church, it's supposed to be doomsday or something. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on it. But the Viking village is loads of fun. It's really good.
I'd say if come over, if you're not already in the group, come over to the group. Let us know what your itinerary is, and we can send you some suggestions. Because we have done the fjords a few times, so we can give you some suggestions on that one. And if you're in Olden, there's so much to do there. The cable car, you've got the hop on, hop off bus, the glacier bus. You've got the little tractor train.
Sky lift as well, which is brilliant. That one's can be quite pricey, but it's definitely worth it. The low and sky lift. Do that again. What's wrong?
Somebody's asking, they're off on Virtuosa in October. Have you been and did you go on an excursion? If you look through our videos, we've got quite a few from Virtuosa.
Yeah, we don't know where you're going.
No. So to be fair, we've never done an MSC excursion. We've always done DIY when we're with MSC.
Yes.
Again, same as before. Come over to the group, ask some questions. If you're not in the Cruise Monkeys group, it's facebook.com/groups/Cruise Monkeys. And there is a link in the description as well.
Yes, but if we can't answer the question, somebody will.
Yes.
There's always somebody who knows something.
It's always nice when somebody asks a question, you see everybody replying with different answers.
It's a nice suggestions. It's a nice little community, isn't it? It's really good.
Okay, that's brought back the question again. It's
the one about Britannia again.
Yeah, it does this thing.
Would you cruise to Norway in December? Yes, I would love to. If you don't know, I'm not sure how experienced you are. Basically, in the summer, it's land of the midnight sun. So there are periods where it doesn't even get dark, really. And in the winter, it's midnight. It's the what do you call it? Northern Lights. Anyway, man, it's basically the night is quite long. Ken and Lindsay are in the chat. I'm not sure what time, but I know the night is a long, long time, and it's very cold. But Northern Lights does look amazing. We would definitely like to do it. And it would be very different for us to see the fjords covered in snow because we've never seen it all lush and green with the waterfalls going. Nice to see the ice and snow and things like that. Would be lovely.
Thank you very much. Shout out to Catherine. Oh,
what's that?
Love of my life. Oh, that's sweet. When is
Have you said that? Did you actually say that? Did you read it?
I didn't read it out. Oh God! Don't worry about it. We're running Luke doesn't understand that we're like 10 minutes behind the chat, so we need to kind of keep up.
Well, you talk too much. You can't get a word in edgeways.
Next cruise on which ship? We'll be announcing that as soon as we can. We're just finalising the flights and things for that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, come over to the group. Make sure you follow us, and you'll soon find out where we're going.
It'll be announced before we go, though. It's not top secret.
Of course, it's not. But it'll probably be a couple of weeks till we do that. Let's have a look. Keep talking, it's fine.
I tried. Well, I can't. You tell me off now. You said you're in a rush. I'm watching him. He's going through all the things, and I'm trying to see the questions as well.
Right. Just had an Iceland cruise cancelled for next year.
Oh no.
Oh.
Have you had a cruise? We have had quite a lot of cruises cancelled. More so thanks to COVID. We haven't actually had any other cruises cancelled.
No, so the ones in COVID we had no choice. The last one we had in COVID was because we weren't double vaccinated in time, so they cancelled it a few days before.
And there was something to do with passenger capacity as well, because the government didn't change it.
So we've never had
major itinerary changes, not necessarily cancellation. So we're still grateful to go. We've had Iona was meant to be Northern Europe cruise, but we ended up going down Bay Biscay, Lisbon, which was last year's win-win. That was the first time. We've also had Queen Mary was supposed to have a day at sea, and they pulled us into Bruges overnight, which we were a bit gutted about. And the spa was closed on that one; it was broke. And we have, well, so there was another one. We've had some changes. We had a Ventura one a long time ago, which was very, very seriously delayed, but that was unfortunately due to somebody falling overboard or something that happened, didn't it? We don't really know the full circumstance of that. So
it's this difficult one. You could try looking at rebooking something at the same time. It depends on your leave situation and work and stuff, whether you can say you go back into work and get your leave back another day.
I mean, luckily for you, because it's a year, you've got time to replan. If it was like last minute, it's very difficult then to recancel, because you've got to wait for the refund and all before you can rebook, because not everyone's got the money to just go and book another one.
Usually if they cancel, they give you some kind of onboard perks or
like 25% extra or something.
So let's have a look. Another question. Okay, so a non-cruise. How do you meet? A long time ago, back in the days of online dating.
Yeah, this was going back years ago. I mean, how long?
We met. The first time we actually met was in the Wetherspoons.
Officially, yeah.
Classy, eh?
Wetherspoons. Not much has changed since then. I do like my Wetherspoons, except the last we went to was seats were covered in vinegar. Stinking.
Southampton Wetherspoons.
Stand in order.
You're funny guys. You two this week. What's your favourite glass of red?
I quite like, and I've never disliked it, but after having it a few times, even in Southampton, I had it again. I really do like the Velvet Devil, Charles Smith. I do actually like Charles Smith wines a lot. I rate them highly. They're expensive. Well, not ridiculously expensive, but they're nice wines though. I've actually been looking online. I want to buy a case of them all and just retaste them, because we did do an online wine tasting during COVID, didn't we? Which had all the Charles Smith wines, and they were live and all from the vineyard, weren't they, in Washington State, I think. And they told you before the live what canapes to pair with it, and they give you this little kit box, and it all came. It was like Quaff. It was Quaff. Quaff did that, and we had the whole wine tasting experience from our couch at home, which was great. We really do like Charles Smith. So for me, it's got to be probably, I'd say Velvet Devil is my favourite red. It's really, really smooth. Then I like my Boom Boom and Chateau Smith. That's quite nice.
I think Velvet Devil, we drank a lot of that on Ione, and that's probably our favourite at the moment.
Love the fact that, as we were saying though, because it was in the deluxe drinks package, they were about £12, nearly £13 a glass. And they were including our package. We were laughing. And there were big glasses of it as well. When you see how much a bottle of that is, we were necking them. Well, obviously we were necking them back, especially him.
Okay.
I won't say what you said.
I'm hitting his knee here, so don't talk about it.
I think that's domestic abuse. That is.
Cunard Taste Cruise next month, 4-night cruise. Any advice? Ooh, nice. We do like Cunard.
We've got one coming up.
Queen Mary 2 is the best ship. In all the ships we've done, she's just there because she just stands aside from everything else.
She's iconic. She's an ocean liner. She's got a lot of, the romance and all the nostalgia of it's brilliant.
Yeah. Any advice? Just enjoy it, relax, and just take it all in. A lot of people think is really snobby and you have to be posh and stuff. It's not like that. It's got this image that it is that, but it's
No,
not.
what it is, people think Cunard. They think, oh, Cunard. They think of like the Lusitania, the Mauritania, Titanic. They think you're going to be going around in tail. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can do, and you wouldn't be out of place if you did. But you got your traditional afternoon tea, but you've also got your G32 nightclub.
Yeah.
You've got the spa. There's loads of stuff you can do on it. It's a lovely ship.
Make sure you get to see a planetarium show.
Yes,
and that's worth doing.
I would recommend the spa if you can go in there. That was nice. The thermal area.
There's a lovely lunch in the pub on boarding day. So if you want something to eat, head there on boarding day.
I used to like going up and down on the panoramic glass lifts up the side of the ship and going underneath the bridge. There's this observation deck, which you can do. And on the back of that, I'm not sure if they still do it, but they used to, on sea days, at a certain time, you could go behind this little hatch and you could see it was behind a glass panel and you could actually see into the bridge. You couldn't talk to them or anything. It was just for you to look, and the bridge was there. You could see it. It was like through a door, wasn't it? But we never managed to do it on our trip, but it was available for a certain time only, like between certain hours, but on sea days. So yeah, check, have a look at that, because that might still be going. If it is, it'll be interesting, I think.
So we're heading down to Tenby tomorrow. Have a great time.
Down to Tenby, Dinbych.
Please bring the good weather with you. I think Sunday's supposed to be a nice
Sunday's
day.
supposed to be nice, yeah.
Yeah,
we've got rain overnight tonight here, so
yes. No, Tenby's lovely. Bucket list cruise.
Now that's a tough one because there's lots of cruises I like to do, and I always like to be a bit mysterious and not tell everybody my bucket list because I like to surprise people a little bit. There's a few places I'd probably you've kind of like the Australia sort of region, wouldn't you?
I'd like to do Australia.
There's loads of places I want to go to though. It's like, I don't know, where would I say? I mean, Alaska sounds nice.
Wine country
sounds nice. Mexico looks nice. I just want to cruise everywhere. Basically, I just want to see as much as I can while I can.
Drinks package question. So our video is probably still relevant on this kind of question. Is it worth buying the drinks package or not? What we'd always say with P&O drinks package, you don't have to buy it until 24 hours after boarding.
Yeah.
So get on the first night, have a look at the menus. If the drinks that you like are included in the package, which is on offer,
they're in the package that you want. Yeah.
And if you can work out you're going to drink enough to make it worthwhile, you've got until the following morning or lunchtime to book that package. It's also a good way of saving one day's drinks package because you can book it next morning, start from that point.
Yeah.
It depends how much you drink and stuff, but
we've worked out it is because it's not just the alcohol; it is the soft drinks for us. We do like our Pepsi on tap, we do like our Costas, we do like our coolers, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
And they're all included, and they're unlimited. Unlike the alcohol ones, which only have the limit of 15, they're unlimited. So yeah, for us, it quickly racks up.
Happy birthday to David Allen, who's 40 tomorrow.
Way, another 40.
Another 40. I know how it feels. It's the same as any other day. Trust me. Love spoons, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Renegade's a good red. Yeah, we enjoyed that.
Yeah, but it's giving me too many headaches now. I've gone off it now. I think I do think Velvet Devil is better than Renegade.
Yes, definitely.
I think it is. Yeah.
Let's have a look. What have we got here? So this is Rob and Michaela, who are our patrons. Will you be selling the monkeys? Hats and hands on your merchandise. So our merchandise at the moment is done by Teespring, which basically means we can put our logo on whatever they have available for us to put our logo on.
As a template,
so
basically.
it's really restrictive. The monkeys we've had made for us from a company in Bristol. The lanyards have been made for us as well by one of our followers. The hats are made in a local
which is
t-shirt printing place
in the marina.
So it's all a bit.
This hoodie as well is made by Nicola, who does the lanyards too.
So we are looking at improving our merchandise. It's something we're working on. So
we don't know how we're going to do it. We don't know if it's going to be like an eBay store or what we're going to have to do. But we want to put all of it in one place because it's very difficult to,
But a lot of people like Luke's hoodie
and the lanyards. They like them. I mean, I use them on my car, on my keys and all. Yeah. And I don't just put the lanyard on my neck. I put it through the loop on my jeans, which is quite good. But at the moment, we've been giving them out usually for patrons.
So what we've got,
it was
anybody,
we've got
a competition. So if you sign up to our newsletter in July, you're in that competition. We'll be announcing the winner of that next week.
Yeah.
And that's for a Max Monkey and 2 lanyards.
Right. I knew you did something, and you were doing something. See, yeah. I knew he was doing something. He told me the other day.
Do you prefer Norwegian fjords or Iceland? I'm going to do one of them next year. Well, do what we did and do both. So we did a 14-night Norway, Iceland, and Ireland cruise.
Yeah.
So if you're doing Iceland, you can usually fit in Norway pretty easy.
Yeah, I'd like to do a 14-night Norway. I did really like Iceland though. The landscape up there is just breathtaking. Yeah. It's so alien.
No vodka and iron brew tonight. It's gin and pink tonic.
That's gone. The iron brew's gone.
Okay, so this is going back to the one. So visiting Le Havre, there's not a lot there. No, to be fair, we've been to Le Havre and haven't got off.
We haven't got off yet. We will do it at some point. But every time we get there, it just doesn't really appeal to us.
No. But I'm sure people have probably said in the comments about this one, because I know there's a few people who've been to Le Havre.
We're the sort of people, especially on a ship like Virtuosa, it can be nice if everyone else gets off, because then you get the ship to yourself a little bit, which can be quite nice as well. So there's a plus there if the port hasn't got much for you.
I could see Port, they're already out on the razzle dazzle. Any plans for Queen Anne? Not yet. Nothing firm, but
we're going to be revisiting Cunard. That's our plans.
Stay tuned.
Because we haven't been on Cunard since the pandemic. We were very lucky. We managed to go on Queen Elizabeth, didn't we? She was heading over to Australia after our cruise. We had a little tiny ditty mini cruise at the end of November or beginning of November 2019. And we haven't been on a Cunard ship since. So through no fault of Cunard or appeal or anything like that, we just haven't got round to going back on them.
We've been too busy.
We've just been flat out. So what we'd like to do is we would like to perhaps refresh a few of the ships, or at least one of the ships, before we do go back on Queen Anne. We're very interested, aren't we, in Queen Anne, but we just haven't booked anything yet.
He wants to get on it next year.
I do.
He keeps badgering me.
I do.
This year we've kind of booked bits and bobs, and my leave is out, so we're trying not to make the same mistake for next year and book everything at the start of the year, because that's kind of what's happened this year. We're very indecisive as well, aren't we? Yeah, we chop and change, and circumstances change quite quickly, which is why we don't always announce stuff like the Icon of the Seas. We could have announced that and been and then we've changed our mind. Exactly,
circumstances change.
Best hotel near port to stay before cruise. There's loads of. I'm guessing this is Southampton. There's loads of places to stay there. We do the Ibis in Southampton, normal Ibis.
Yeah.
We've done Moxie.
Yeah.
Chilworth Manors, about 20 minutes out of Southampton, but they include taxi in the morning and pick you up after the cruise. There's loads in there. There's Holiday Inn, which has got views of the port. That's worth doing.
We haven't been there though.
We haven't been there. There's Harbour Hotel, which is quite pricey, but you can maybe find good deals on Secret Escapes.
There's the Leonardo one as well. We've never stayed there.
There's loads in Southampton. If you have a look on hotels.com, something like that, you'll find them. And to be fair, if you're in central Southampton, taxis are pretty easy to get to the port as well. Let's have a look. Is it in Malaga? We haven't been there, I'm afraid.
Not yet. We haven't boys probably have.
Yes, we haven't done the med enough.
No, we're hoping to get some med itineraries in now this next couple of months, aren't we? We might have quite a few little new ports.
Any tips for Celebrity Edge or advice? I'd say try, because I'm guessing it's going to be exactly the same as Beyond. So you'll have different dining rooms. Go around each dining room, complimentary ones, because
they're all different themes.
Yeah,
they're 4 main dining rooms, but they're not all the same. They have a menu that runs throughout all 4, but there are lots of different themes for each restaurant. So they have like French, American. So it's worth trying to get around all of those. I definitely recommend the steakhouse. It was a bit pricey, but it was extremely nice. It was really delicious. The little chef was awesome. Especially if you've had a lot of wine and drinks before. That was loads of fun.
Specialties are quite expensive on Celebrity, we found, but they were worth it. But you don't need to do specialty restaurants. If you've got a drinks package, We were on the classic, and that did us fine.
If you want to go and see the show at Eden, go there really, really early, or as it's been suggested, Cruise Boys said they went to have a meal because I haven't done the meal in the restaurant in Eden, but they suggested maybe doing the meal in Eden and then staying in Eden, having it as make a night of it. We did other things and then tried to go to the show, and it was just too busy. Yeah. And we couldn't really enjoy it, couldn't really see it, and couldn't get back out again because we didn't want to disrupt it for other people. And then we missed the silent disco. Silent disco's fun. Oh, and the aqua class at the pool. That was
you enjoyed that.
I enjoyed that.
Right. If you were cruising any ship, Luke, which would it be?
Right, I'd go take Queen Mary out because she's different. But my favourite, I think the most happiest I've been on a cruise ship so far. It's difficult because I really, really like Anthem of the Seas. Really did enjoy it, but she hasn't got an aft view pool and she hasn't got an aqua park. If she had that, it'd be amazing. So it's very difficult for me to decide between that and I did really like Seaside Class.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind revisiting the Seaside.
Or maybe I'd like to perhaps try Seascape now, because the things we were saying were a bit weird about Seaside. I think they've changed for Seascape. So that'd be interesting to see. So it's very difficult. Thing is, there's something about every cruise ship you like, and some things you don't like. But depends what you're looking for, really. Mm-hmm. It can be hard. Sometimes you fancy a party, so you want a ship with a lot of life. Other times you just want to relax.
I wouldn't mind trying a Morella cruise because everybody says we'd like it.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see. There's a question here. Have you? So no, we haven't done a Christmas cruise.
Not specifically over Christmas. We've done a Christmas themed cruise, which was really, really nice. It really immerses you in the whole festive feel. We did Queen Victoria Christmas cruise, like a party cruise, and we've done one on Queen Mary, and the ships just looked beautiful, and they were so nice. What
we will say is, from what we've heard on some cruise lines, I think P&O in particular, Christmas dinner is a bookable event, so you need to book your tables, and I think you might be on shared tables as well, possibly. If you, have a look at the Christmas Day dinner, is what I'm getting at, just to make sure it's what you want it to be.
Yeah.
And make your booking early if you need to book it so you get what you want.
But the ships always look really pretty, though.
Ships are stunning, aren't they? So these are behind the scenes tours. Apparently they have stopped doing them. Somebody who follows us is currently on Arvia, and they asked the question, and they were telling no, they weren't doing any behind the scenes tours at the moment. Have you got a favourite fleet?
Favourite fleet?
Cunard, probably.
Yeah, Cunard are quite classy, aren't they?
Yeah. I'd say
but then it's I mean,
nice shiny ships. You've got MSC.
Yeah, it depends what you want, really. Because I wouldn't say Cunard are my all-time favorite. They're up there. They're really good. Enjoy them, but they haven't got slides. They haven't got silent disc. Well, I don't know. They might have silent discos now, but like I said, there's bits and bobs from each cruise line that we like. But as to look at the fleet of ships, which is prettiest, I would say Cunard are pretty. Yeah. Very pretty.
So we've covered this one. The Iona vlog is coming out to the public next week, and it'll be out to patrons and YouTube members this weekend.
Tomorrow.
Favorite port ever?
Dubrovnik. Or
it was Olden.
No, Andelsnes used to be our favorite up there, didn't it?
It keeps changing depending on our mood. I think Dubrovnik is one of those ports. It's the only place we've gone on holiday that we've returned to.
Yeah.
On an actual land holiday from where we've cruised to. Let's have a look.
I did see one about somebody asked a question and you scroll past it, and it was something about Cunard, and they wanted to go on Cunard, but their husband was worried about the nighttime entertainment. That was further up. I'm sure I saw something and wanted to be thinking, but it's hard for us to say because we don't really watch the shows. But then if it depends what ship you're on, Queen Mary does have the planetarium. And then you have they do a lot of theme stuff, don't they? Like dance. We've had black and white balls. We've had the masked.
It's more traditional kind of entertainment.
There's always a sort of they do. What would you say their shows are like? They've done. We watched one before. It was like a 1930s style sort of show. They're sort of like kind of your Broadway kind of shows in the theatre, but they do have some sort of a little disco. Even on Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth, you can go up to the yacht club. You've got things going on. You've got your quizzes and maybe your karaoke. Probably be in like the Red Lion.
Yeah.
And then you've got, is it the Red Line or the Golden Line? I can't remember. Golden Line, isn't it?
But
I can't remember.
see, that's how long it's been to be on the Cunard. That's why we really need to go back.
Yeah, and then I know that the Queen's Room, they do a lot of like a ballroom dancing, and then they've got like G32 and all.
It is a bit more of a chilled vibe.
Yeah,
and I suppose that answers this kind of question as well, which I put up as you were saying. Do you want to come here to in December to New York? What would you recommend as a young person to do?
So
there is stuff to do in the days like fencing and stuff like that. There's talks, lectures and stuff.
Yeah.
They're quite interesting.
There's a couple of pools. One of them is inside, so that's handy to know, especially if you're going over the Atlantic, because it can be quite choppy and windy. You can walk the promenade deck. What else is there? You've got there's G32, which is the disco nightclub that is open quite late. What else did you say? You've got the planetarium, which we've said. There's a couple of shops.
Yeah.
So what else they really do? It's more of a traditional cruise line, like you were saying. So
we need to get back on Cunard to find out how much has changed, because a lot of cruise lines have changed before COVID.
I mean, like we said, they might have silent discos and stuff now, because that's all come in since the pandemic, really, for a lot of cruise lines, isn't it?
The best cruise line for loyalty perks. MSC's is pretty good because they status match with other cruise lines.
Yeah.
We quite like P&O's because we get 7.5% off our bill and stuff like that. So that's quite good. They're probably the only ones we really. Princess wasn't too bad because we. Yeah. What do we have from that? We had a few things on that one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
And the other thing is, Virgin are also doing status match at the moment. I believe for this year, so that might be worth looking at.
Yeah.
And the safe's free to use. Yeah, they're free to use. You put your stuff in it, close the door,
put your number in,
and
that's it.
Yeah, job's good. Somebody saying they would look at Harbour, White Star Tavern, and both. Okay, Leonardo and White Star Tavern, good. Holiday Inn was good. Yeah. Let's have a look. Any cruise horror stories? I lose my case. That's always going to.
Yeah, we've had a lost case. We've been caught in a storm and we also had that one with a bit of the freak wave hit Bellissima, and that was probably the most scared I've ever been on a ship when that hit. We haven't had nothing major that we've got off the ship. We thought, I'm never going back on a cruise again. We've never had that. Probably the worst for me would be, or the most scared I've ever been was on Bellissima. When we throughout the day, we had the odd wave, but we were having our dinner up at Butcher's Cut, because on Bellissima it's like on the Galleria, isn't it really? And we were having our food, and there was just this wave just went, and you could feel it going, but it just didn't right itself. It just kept going and going and going, and all the plates. I remember grabbing my drink and my plate, and all went on the floor, and the stands and all went over.
I enjoyed it.
But it was screaming, and everything from behind the bar, all the drinks and all behind the thing, they all come crashing down. You could just crashing everywhere. And we went up to the buffet afterwards, and all those really solid, heavy tables were all up against the windows. The chairs were everywhere. All the food from the buffet was on the floor. That was the most scared I've ever been. But, after that, it was fine.
Hope you're keeping well as well, Brian. It was lovely to meet you on...
Yes,
I've always got to think Iona or Avia.
Yeah.
Because we've done both. It's Iona. What we can do when we run out of cruises? I don't think we will. I think they're bringing out
There's always
ships.
somewhere you can go. Yeah. I mean, we have got to a point now where we have kind of done the fjords quite a lot. We've done the Bay of Biscay quite a lot. We've done Northern Europe quite a lot. We're trying to go a bit further afield and mix things up. So we have got a couple of Med cruises in the pipeline. Yeah. We've done the Caribbean, but there's still more places we'd like to go there. I think it's just, like you said, if you've run out of itineraries, you mix your ships up then, which is what you were just saying. There's always a new ship coming out. I mean, we have been quite lucky with the pandemic because they've had a lot of backlog and people haven't been able to sail on them. So it seems like at the moment, it's just like, wow, there's so many to choose from. But over time, it does become few and far between, doesn't it? There's only a couple every here and there.
Jerry's asking if we've got another river cruise.
Not yet.
We'd love to do Christmas markets one, to be honest. That'd be amazing, because you'd go into all those little towns and villages.
Yeah.
It'd be really nice.
But you haven't got the leave.
No, unfortunately not. What made us decide to go on our first ever cruise?
Titanic, either Titanic or
Sorry,
it's just
checking the
the
dog.
history. What are you doing, dog? She's misbehaving, her usual self.
It was her whole romantic.
Yeah, the nostalgia and
Yeah.
all, and having a bit of I love for like nautical history. I can't get my words out tonight. I like all my ships and stuff.
How
Maritime.
did Balcony on Beyond compare to Anthem?
Well, for actual size, I didn't.
There wasn't a huge much difference in it. Was
No,
there,
I mean
size-wise?
we're team go for the Infinite Brando. It doesn't bother us. The only thing I don't like about it is that the captain can lock it, which kind of, in my opinion, is a bit bad because you've paid for a balcony. In that instance, you're sort of forced with an ocean view. However, when it is really, really windy, you don't normally go out on your balcony anyway because it's too windy. So I kind of get that the space is a lot more practical and that you can open those shutters, can't you? For us, it just made the room feel a lot more open, a lot bigger, without having the door cutting halfway through.
I think you're going to see more cruise ships doing what Celebrity doing as well.
I think because they want the aerodynamics of the ship to be improved to be more energy efficient, don't they? Because they're all starting to go down that route. So having all these windows closed is going to make the ship, especially if the cabins are unoccupied and all, it's going to save them a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I can see about the group cruise. Yeah, I think we've covered that one. It's just, as soon as we have something, we'll be announcing that. Don't worry. We are working on that one. So do Celebrity have LGBT meets every night? I think it was every night, and it was at the Sunset Bar.
Right.
From memory.
The only thing I will say is, and it's not just Celebrities, all cruise lines, they're not hosted, which can make that very awkward because if you go into, say, a bar, you say you're on Cunard is one of them, and they usually have a section of the Commodore Club that'll be between like 5 and 6 or something like that, will be for the LGBTQ. But if you're up there drinking all afternoon and you walk in and you've got all these people that have been there, like I said, all day, how do you know that they're not LGBTQ or not? They've just been told to go to this bar, because no one ever says, oh, hi, everyone, my name's so-and-so, I'm the host, this is the LGBTQ meetup, and then everyone knows. They don't know.
So it's difficult,
it would be awkward, because we have heard somebody say to somebody before, haven't we? They went up to somebody and asked, are they here for the LGBTQ? And they were like, no, they didn't even know what they were on about, which could be awkward.
Could be very awkward. Do we prefer formal or informal nights?
It's more comfortable informal, but easier to pack for formal.
Yes.
Because you don't have to pick what you're going to wear.
It's nice to have it kind of picked, because you know you can be in that tux and that white
From
shirt.
a bloke's perspective, mine. I mean, I can imagine for ladies.
It's also quite uncomfortable to be in it all night, and it gets quite hot and not very comfortable.
Yeah, and the bow tie and all that. But it's, we don't mind it, do we?
No. Fionn, good evening. That's with her. Favorite cocktail? Mine is one that they don't do on P&O anymore, which was a Floridora.
I used to really like the Mayflower Martini, which was the apple and brandy one, but they don't do that on P&O anymore either. So it's probably Sandy and Fuego.
Yes, that's good. Sandy and Fuego.
That's really, really good.
That's some good spirits on Princess.
I did like the Delicious on Celebrity, was really, really nice. I do also like a Passion Star Martini. That's really nice.
Yeah, I've gone to like espresso martinis recently.
Yes. That's because you're 40 now and he keeps getting tired. So he needs the coffee.
Okay, this is a nice easy one.
A nice easy one.
What's the best cruise line you've been on for late night nightclubbing? MSC.
MSC, without a doubt. And I don't mean just late night. It just goes. The party just goes all day. It goes. The noise.
Yeah, we've. I think when we were on Seaside, it was at 5 o'clock in the morning. The nightclub was finishing off. So MSC usually quite a good one. If you want a lively cruise, sometimes the shorter cruises are the better ones to go on, because they are party cruises. I know I hate it when people say they're party cruises, because I don't like to kind of put people off, but they are a lot more lively because they're short weekend cruises, and it's probably cheaper to go on the cruise than it is to stay in London. Iona or Avia or Iona? Avia. Smut Bar, win.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is about the shares. So you do get extra onboard spend if you've got Carnival shares. So if you buy 100 Carnival shares, you can get extra onboard spend with Princess, Carnival, P&O, Costa, Ada, and Holland America.
as long as they fall under the Carnival umbrella.
Yeah.
There are certain restrictions on them, though. I'm not sure where you're from. If you get the free casino cruises, because I know in the UK we don't get them because it's just something UK doesn't promote, isn't it? They don't give you the onboard credit for those. I've seen that. I think if you have military onboard credit, you can only get, like, if you're in the military,
One or the other,
you only
isn't
get one or the other. You don't get both. But yeah, they give you, it's a bit like set amounts basically. So for like I can't remember what the things
on
are.
P&O, I think it's £30 for a short cruise.
Yeah.
£60, I think,
like a
for
week.
a 7-night cruise. I think it's £100 then if it's over 14 nights.
But they've all got different
think.
rates because obviously some of them will be in dollars and they may have for a bit more and things like that.
Yeah.
But yes, it is true.
If you have a look on our website, we have got a post about Carnival shares. So have a look at that, and it's got some information and then some links to Carnival as well, so you can have a look.
And they're not paying out dividends at the moment.
No dividends.
Not at the moment.
You do need to do it within 21 days, I think that the cut off is.
Yeah.
So if you're within that time, you're not going to get your share benefits, and you can't do it before 90 days unless you manage to find a nice person who does it for you. It's hit and miss, I think. We are coming up to the hour, but we are going to probably try and get through these questions. So if you have got a question, make sure you pop a question, and we will try and get through them. So we might overrun slightly.
Yeah.
If you're happy to stay with us, we're happy to stay with you. So I think we've answered that one because that one's popped up again.
Around the wheel cruises would be a nice one. That would be lovely.
Yes. So what we've said to a few people who've asked this is we'd love to do around the world cruise, or we'd love to do a world cruise, but it's usually over like 3 months. I think I'd like to do it on multiple ships.
Yeah,
though.
I would as well.
I think I'd want to stick with the same ship.
Mix it up, right up. Get off one, get on another. Yeah, that could be doable if somebody actually sold that as a package. But then it would cost an arm and a leg. It would take forever to save for it. We'd have to, sell the house. And...
Have you entered lottery for tomorrow?
No.
Okay, we need to sort that. Set a reminder. You might win. You never know. You've got to be in it to win it. Flora pops up now and again on P&O. Okay, that's handy to know.
That is handy to know.
Thanks, Alfie.
Who's doing a Channel Island cruise next August on Aurora? Would you recommend 3 days? Yes, we would.
Yes.
Or should we go for a separate? Depends what you're looking for, really. Aurora is a lovely ship. She's classic. She is the oldest ship in the P&O fleet, and she's the smallest ship in the fleet. She's, like I said, very, very traditional. On a short cruise, there's going to be a lot more life on it.
Yes.
If you go on a longer cruise, it would be a lot more relaxed. Aurora is obviously adult only. Sometimes we say adult only, and most people say, oh, that's between 18 on or 21 on, but it does sort of attract the older group. So it depends what you're looking for, really. I mean, we don't mind.
No.
We get on,
But I think, to be honest, you'd probably quite enjoy a 3-nighter cruise.
Yeah, it'd be good to just see the ship.
It's got a bit of life to it.
The perk of it, if you did a 3-night cruise, if you weren't sure, you're not committing a lot of money to it. Whereas if you go on it for 7-night, you could get on it and think, oh, it's not really perhaps for me. And then you'd have committed a lot more money to it. So maybe a 3-night would be good just to see, and then maybe do a longer cruise if you really enjoy it. But we would do 7 nights on Aurora now, probably quite happy. We've always said we would.
But it would be completely different to the Iona cruise we did with you.
Very different.
Because we did Iona and then Aurora last year. And what we loved about Aurora is that you could get everywhere really quickly.
Yeah.
Iona is such a big ship. They're completely different things, to be honest. And I hope you're keeping well as well. Let's have a look.
But we would do it. We were going to do another Aurora cruise. That is in the pipeline as well. That is on the cards at some point.
Favorite restaurant on P&O?
Ooh, no.
Well, I've always said Sindhu.
I really like Keel and Cow.
But I know what you're going to say as well.
This is going to sound really crazy because if you'd have asked us 2 or 3 months ago, we would have just laughed. But the beach house was really, really good on Iona the other week. In fact, it was fantastic. So we highly rate the beach house. So I'd definitely give that a go. It's really nice as well because it's up in the buffet. It's not as formal, isn't it? It's really nice. You walk in, the smell of the food is good. So I would definitely recommend the beach house. But I think my favorite on P&O at the moment, has to be probably Keel and Cow. I do really enjoy it, but I did really like the beach house a lot too. They're very, very close. That meal we had was so close. But yeah, I think isn't beach house slightly cheaper though than Keel and Cow?
Keel and Cow is priced per item. Beach house is, if you pre-book it, I think it's $7.50. I think it's $9.50 on the night.
Pay for extra on top of the dishes?
Yeah, and beach house, some of the dishes you do pay extra on as well.
But we really enjoyed it.
It was really good, really, really good. A shout out from Gaynor to Richard, who met on Oriana. Oh. We only got on Oriana for a mini cruise, didn't we?
Yeah, and she was very, very close to Aurora. I did prefer Aurora ever so slightly, but Oriana was a nice ship.
I think we're caught up with the questions.
Favorite restaurant on Skye? That's got to be Crown Grill.
Yes, loved Crown Grill.
Really, really enjoyed that.
Loved it
consistently as well. We've had about 3 meals in now. We've loved every one of them.
It's been really good. One of my best ones. So we are coming up to the end. I think we're
Keel and Cow for the big cheese. That is amazing.
Yeah.
If you may or may not know this, usually on a Saturday night we go down to Tesco's and we buy ourselves a Le Rustique camembert, which we bake. Garlic. Gavin sometimes serves garlic in it, don't you? And some oil. And we get some cheapy little garlic breads, don't we? Maybe a jar of sun-dried tomatoes and oil. And we have them, we dip them and dunk them with some hams, don't we? What you get, like Serrano ham?
Serrano, yeah.
Ham? So nice. It's with some red wine, it is the perfect night in, especially if you got little lap trays and all. Oh, yes.
We discovered these on Regal Prince. Yeah, it was Regal, wasn't it?
Yes.
Our waiter basically brought them out to us.
Jager.
Yeah.
He said, try them. He said, it's free. Try it. I'll bring you out a plate. If you don't like it, leave it. I won't be offended. Just try it for me.
And we've fallen in love with them ever since.
We eat them all the time now. We've been on Celebrity, Anthem of the Seas. Yeah, ever since, basically.
Except you call them slugs.
Sometimes I call them slugs when I'm drunk.
Yes.
But I'm not drunk all the time.
So I think we're getting there. Sweet Natured, yes. Thank you for joining us for the hour, guys.
Yes,
really appreciate it.
Lovely.
Really appreciate all of you joining us. We're in live for a while, but we are going to maybe try and do them a bit more regular.
We just wanted to say hi. We're still here. We haven't forgotten about you. We've been really, really busy. Had some technical issues. Hopefully they're rectified. We're delayed with the vlogs. The vlogs are coming up. They are coming. Patrons will get them, as we said, tomorrow. Yes. Hang on in there. We are coming back. We are back.
Yes,
we are back.
So they'll be starting next week. Like we said, all the subscribers we've had, thank you very much.
And thank you for all the votes for the Wave Awards as well. That is completely,
So we have been, we've got through to the next stage of the Wave Awards. It's what do they call it? The Cruising Oscars, I think.
I don't know.
We've got through the stage, I think, for the last few years. We're probably the smallest ones who've got through. So we're never, we're always amazed.
We're always amazed that we've got there. I mean, I'm always amazed because you get nominated to go in the first place. So somebody must nominate us somewhere. Yeah. I don't know. It just all comes together. So thank you very much for voting. Yes. We really appreciate it.
If you'd like to vote again, please vote again. So
if you vote twice, right? I want to know. Does it double your chance of winning that free cruise? Because there's always this free cruise, and it just goes on and on and on. I'm just wondering how many times can you win the cruise?
Well, no, honestly, thank you for getting us this far. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you're on Facebook, make sure you join our Facebook group. We'd really appreciate it. There's a link in the description. We'll also be announcing on there once our group cruise is all decided what we're going to do.
We are dealing with it. We are sorting it. Something is coming. It is coming.
Like we said, make sure you sign up to our newsletter as well. If you go to cruisemonkeys.com, there's a little button on there so you can sign into the newsletter. And then for our next cruise, like we said, stay tuned. It is around a month and a bit away, so we will be announcing it very soon. So thank you. Have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend.
I have an empty glass, so I can't give you a cheers.
Well, I can. Cheers, people.
See ya. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye.